Hey guys, today, as promised, I told you I was going to do something with, paint, water, and straw. So there's a straw, and I got a little plastic knife. So with each of these, I've got a little bit of water in the bottom. And of course, I left my paints at school. So these are the only paints I could find. I've got a black, I've got a green, and I've got a red. So what I'm going to do, and these are acrylic paints. These are like 50 cents at Walmart. Like I said, you go to dollar store and get like a cheap paint set, like a little watercolor paint set. And if you take and put your brush in the water, get a little bit of watercolor mixed on it, put it back in there, you can get these kind of toned out in colors. I'm just going to add a little bit of this. 2 drops. We'll see how that goes. Okay. And we're going to mix it in together because we want it to be red, but we don't want it to be like too wet. Oops. Now I'm getting it all over the paper. Not a good idea. Okay. So obviously you don't want it too watered down, so we're going to have to put a couple more in there. Just a little bit more. We'll see how that goes. So what you want to do is you want to mix the paint in there and the water enough to where you have a decent consistency. You want it watery, but you don't want it like, I don't know, so thin that you can barely see the color. That should be good. Okay. Now, let's take away, we'll put the red over here. Wipe this off. Okay. Let's do the green and the black. Then I'm going to show you the cool. This is going along with the whole theme that we've been doing all week. The 4th of July week. Okay, that should be good for that. So in other words, squirt a good, decent little bit in there. Not a whole lot, but enough in there. And you can always add more water, or you can always add more paint, however you want to do it. Gotta see, it mixed pretty well at first. Might be better if you had a brush. I don't know. Plastic knife was the closest thing I had. So, I'm just kidding there. Like so, we can always add more if we need to. We can see how it turns out. You always have like an extra sheet next to you. Well, that black already started kind of doing itself. You can test this out on the sheet first. Get the colors consistency to where you want it. And then, once you get all that figured out, then you can have fun with it on a whole nother sheet. And notice I'm not at my computer desk because water, obviously, electronics. I'm actually in my kitchen on my little island. So I'm trying to not make a huge mess. Of course, my cat's following me everywhere. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to set them right here. Okay. I'm going to keep the paint over here just in case we need to add more. Okay. Now, you've got your straw. Okay. What you're going to do is you can take it and dip it in any one of these. I'm going to start off with this one because I know this one's going to work really well. I'm going to stick my thumb over the top of it because I want to keep a little bit on there. And I'm going to put a little drop on here. See? Just a little drop. Okay. Now before that drop dries, if you have like a little, one of those little suction cup droppers, that works just as good. Now, you're going to take your straw and you can blow it. All over the place, right? Now, it's just kind of fun to do. But the reason why I wanted to do it for what we were talking about this week with the 4th of July week, I'm going to use a knife, see if that works, is because if you do this right, you can make some really cool fireworks. Now, obviously, I should probably have better colors for fireworks, but I'm working with what I got. So, to do a firework, you put a little dot of, watercolor paint down, or the watered down paint down. You get straight over the top of it like this, and you're gonna go through the straw. You're gonna like shoot a little bit of air, like you're shooting a blow dart. Okay, you don't want to get right on top of it. You want to get a little bit above it, but you want to go and see how it does, like the little explosion. It almost looks like, it almost looks like one of those little things you get out in the yard, blow it and it goes everywhere. The cool thing with this though is, you get practicing with it, playing around with it, and you get pretty good at it, and you can have fun with it. And it's just kind of neat to see what it does. So let's try it with the red. And so see, looks like a little fireworks. Let's try the green. Okay, here we go with the green. You ready? See? They kind of go all over the place. Now, obviously, you can try different things. You could try, like I did with first, maybe do a dot in the middle. And then let's see if we can make a trail for this. So now it's almost like you can see where it went. Right? So the cool part is you can just play around with it, see what works differently. Food coloring works. Like I said though, you might want to make sure you put down some plastic first, or do it outside if it's nice outside. Probably work better outside. And that way you're not gonna mess up anything that your mom or dad might be like, why did you do that? You know, that whole thing. Now, the cool thing is once you're done, you want to let it lay flat, because otherwise some of this is still wet, and it will, if you like this, sometimes it will kind of roll, right? But you can have so much fun doing this. Like, let's try. Now, I don't recommend doing more than one at a time, and I'll show you why. Because sometimes when you do more than one at a time, if you put them too close together, they could end up, it kind of could work. Well, I don't know, let's find out. And see how I kind of did at different angles, and now they go in different ways. So, let's see here. So, turned out pretty cool, right? Not too bad. You can still see where it's wet. Isn't that cool? But yeah. So give it a shot. See what you got. See, obviously you'll probably do better than I will. But yeah, send me some pictures. I want to see what you got, guys. Have fun with this. I love you. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye, guys.